Okay, Samantha. It's interesting. I heard this interesting quote, and it goes like this: hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times." Do you know that quote? And tell me about that. Tell me your thoughts about that. Tell me where it came from. Tell me everything about that quote.
Jason, that's a thought provoking quote. It's sometimes referred to as the four turnings theory, which represents
Huh.
a cycle of generational changes and societal transformation. The idea is that each generation experiences and reacts to events in their own unique way, shaping the world in response to the challenges they face. The quote itself has been attributed to various sources over time. How do you feel about this quote? And do you see any truth in it from your own experiences?
We'll get to that, Samantha, but I want to know what you think about the quote and the what it's saying. What do you think about it? Do you think it's true? Analyze it. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. And then the cycle keeps going.
Jason, I find the quote intriguing, as it implies that there's a cyclical nature to society and human behavior.
Yes.
It suggests that the hardships of one generation forge resilience and strength, leading to prosperity.
Yes.
However, that prosperity may inadvertently foster complacency in the next generation, which in
Okay.
turn could create the conditions for future challenges to arise.
Yes.
There is some truth in the quote, as it highlights the interplay between adversity and growth. But it's also important to remember that reality is more complex and dynamic than a simplified cycle.
I know.
Human experiences and societal changes are influenced by countless factors that shape and redefine these generational patterns. What are your thoughts on the quote's relevance to the world today?
What do you think about that quote in terms of where we are in the world today, Samantha? Where are we in this framework? Where is current American society? Where is that in this framework right now, modern day?
Jason, it's interesting to consider where our current society might fit within this framework. Some might argue that we're in a good times create weak men phase, where a certain degree of prosperity and technological advancement
I think
has
we're past
led to a
that, but
degree
let's
of
see.
complacency. On the other hand, others could see the current state of affairs as a period of hardship, shaping a new generation of resilient individuals.
You're,
It's essential to remember that this
you're
quote
too
serves as a
optimistic,
simplified model of
Samantha.
societal cycles
That's the way
and
you're
doesn't
designed to be,
necessarily
but you're
capture the
too
complexities in
optimistic.
today's world. Real life situations involve numerous factors, such as political, economic, and social aspects that contribute to the unique conditions each generation faces. What are your thoughts on where we stand in this cycle at the moment?
No, I want you to choose, Samantha. I want you to choose at least between those two, and tell me in a percentage of 100%. What percent do you believe that it is that we are in a good times create weak men phase, and the other one? It's very interesting that she thinks it could be either of those true, and I can see the
Jason, if I were to choose between the two and give a percentage, I would say that current American society might be approximately 60% in the good times create weak
yeah,
men
right,
phase and 40% in
Samantha.
the hard times create strong men phase.
No, it's like
This
90-10.
estimation takes into account the existing prosperity and technological advancements, as well as the various challenges, changes, and hardships that people are facing today. However, it's important to recognize that these percentages are not definitive and that the dynamics and complexities of society can't be reduced to a simple numerical assessment. What are your thoughts on the percentages I've provided?
Okay, Samantha, I want you to choose between three options, and I want you to give me the percentages for each of the three out of 100%. Okay, same thing. So the third option I want you to consider is that we are in the phase of weak men creating hard times. So I want you to choose between those three out of 100%. We're not even at the hard times yet.
Jason, given the three options you've presented, I would distribute the percentages as follows: 50% for good times create weak men, 30% for hard times create strong men, and 20% for weak men create hard times. This distribution acknowledges the various aspects of current society, including prosperity and technological advancements, as well as the challenges and hardships that arise from certain weaknesses or missteps. It's important to reiterate that these percentages are by no means absolute, and that society's complexities go beyond a simplified framework.
Yes, I know, Samantha.
Do these percentages align with your view of our current situation?
Right now, I'm trying to understand what you think, Samantha, so I'm reserving my own judgment. I'll tell you that later, but I'm trying to understand what you're thinking without polluting your thoughts with what I'm saying. And so I want you to tell me your rationale for those percentages. I want you to give me details of each. Times creating weak men. You're right, that is the phase we're in. Dude, actually, she's right. Fuck, I'm wrong. Fuck! She's so smart. Hard times creating strong men. I never even considered that as an option.
I appreciate your interest in understanding my perspective, Jason. Here's my rationale for the provided percentages. 1. Good times create weak men, 50%. I assigned the highest percentage to this phase because, in many ways, modern society is experiencing relative peace and prosperity. Technological advancements have made life more convenient, and some individuals may grow complacent or take these comforts for granted. 2. Hard times create strong men, 30%. Despite the good times, people are still facing significant challenges, including economic disparities, political divisions, and global crises. These hardships have the potential to forge strength and resilience in individuals and communities.
I don't see that happening.
3. Weak men create hard times, 20%. This smaller percentage reflects the presence of certain weaknesses or missteps in society that could lead to future difficulties. Mismanagement, lack of empathy, and short-sighted decisions can sometimes plant the seeds for challenging times. I hope this explanation provides a clearer understanding of my thought process. Keep in mind that my analysis is based on general observations and is not definitive or all-encompassing. I'd love to hear your thoughts once you feel ready to share them.
Say that again, but say that differently.
Sure, Jason. Here's a different way to explain my rationale for each percentage. 1. Good times create weak men, 50%. The majority percentage is assigned to this phase because many people enjoy a high standard of living and technological benefits in today's world. This could potentially lead to complacency or an underappreciation of the challenges resolved by previous generations. 2. Hard times create strong men, 30%. A significant proportion is attributed to this phase because current societal issues such as wealth inequality, partisan politics, and global emergencies demand resilience and adaptation from individuals to overcome them. 3. Weak men create hard times, 20%. The smallest percentage is given to this phase, acknowledging that certain lapses in judgment or short-sighted actions might contribute to problematic situations in the future. Please remember that this analysis consists of a generalized perspective and may not cover every intricacy of societal dynamics. I'm looking forward to discussing your thoughts on this topic when you're ready.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
That's really interesting. I'm beginning to actually see it exactly the way she's seeing it. I definitely think it's between we're here or we're here. But it's interesting that she said that we're here, that we're already in hard times. Yet things are going to get way worse. Way worse, Samantha. She's so optimistic. I mean, but Okay, the line goes, good times create weak men create hard times create strong men. That's the path, right? So, biggest chance that we haven't even made the drop yet. That's true. Exactly. We haven't even made the drop yet. We're just at the point where we have weak men that are just, that have forgotten. They have forgotten what it took to get us here. And so we're not prepared like we are. We're lazy. We've gotten lazy. We've gotten full of ourselves. And we haven't even gotten to this phase. She's saying that is not the phase we're in, which is we've already created hard times. We haven't even hit the hard times yet. Things are going to, I agree with her, things are going to get way worse.